Listen to me. You've been waiting. You've been praying. You've been hoping. But I came here today to tell you, your time is not coming. Your time is now. This is the moment you stop looking around, stop second guessing, and stop putting it all. Everything you need to win is already inside you. All that's left is for you to wake up and go get it. Let's go. You keep saying you're waiting for the right time. You keep telling yourself, oh, once everything lines up, then I'll move. Once I feel ready, once I have enough money, once I have more knowledge, once I have more experience. But let me break something down for you right now. There is no such thing as the perfect moment. There will never be a day when all the lights turn green at the same time. There will never be a moment where fear completely disappears, where doubt is silent, where all the conditions align in some magical way that makes taking that leap easy. That moment you keep waiting for, it's a myth, it's fiction. It's a story we tell ourselves to justify standing still. You see, you don't need perfect conditions. You need a decision, you need a commitment. The truth is, most people never start because they've convinced themselves that they need more time, more clarity, more sign. But greatness doesn't wait for comfort. Purpose doesn't show up on a calendar. And success belongs to those who are bold enough to take the first step before they're ready. Let me ask you something. When a seed is planted in the ground, do you think it waits for the soil to be perfect, the sun to be just right, the weather to be ideal before it starts to grow? No, that seed pushes through the dirt, the darkness, the pressure, because it was created to grow. It was born to rise. So why are you made in greatness, waiting for everything to be perfect before you move? Your gift wasn't given to you so you could bury it in excuses. You were designed to rise, to fight, to build even in the face of obstacles. But as long as you wait for perfection, you'll be paralyzed. And while you hesitate, someone else is out there doing the work, building their dream with less talent, less money, and less opportunity, but more courage. The lie is that waiting makes things easier. But in reality, the longer you wait, the harder it gets. And the fear grows, the pressure increases. The mountain in your mind becomes taller, steeper. Every time you delay action, you give fear more room to grow. You give doubt more space to whisper in your ear. What if you fail? But let me flip that on you. What if you succeed? What if everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of the step you're scared to take? What if the door doesn't open until you knock? What if your breakthrough doesn't happen until you move? Understand this. The giants you see on stage, the legends you admire, the people living in purpose, they didn't get there by waiting. They didn't get there because everything was perfect. They got there because they started where they were with what they had. Even if it wasn't much, they didn't have all the answers. They had belief. They had grit. They had a mindset that said, I might not have everything, but I have enough to begin. You don't need everything to be perfect to start. You just need to start. You just need to get up one more time. You need to wake up and say, I don't care what's missing. I don't care what's broken. I'm going anyway, because the people who win in life are not the ones who wait. They're the ones who decide. They're the ones who say, I'm tired of watching from the sideline. I'm tired of playing small. I'm tired of waiting for the world to give me permission. I'm giving myself permission today. Listen to me. I didn't grow up with much. I was homeless. I was eating out of trash cans. I failed over and over again. But I didn't wait for a perfect day. I didn't wait to feel confident. I didn't wait for the applause. Got up because I was tired of being stuck. I was tired of being average. I made a choice. And that choice didn't come when I had everything. It came when I had nothing but a made-up mind. That's what you need. You don't need perfect conditions. You need a made-up mind. You need to stop waiting for the stars to align and start aligning your grind with your purpose. Because if you won't move now, if you won't act today, you'll keep finding reasons to stay the same. You'll keep convincing yourself that maybe tomorrow will feel better. But tomorrow was not promised. And purpose doesn't wait for your mood to change. I need you to shift your mindset. Stop saying, I'll do it when, and start saying, I'm doing it now. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the fear to leave. Start building while you're scared. Start walking even if your knees shake. Because motion changes emotion. The moment you start moving, your confidence begins to rise. The more you move, the more you grow. And the more you grow, the more impossible becomes possible. You can read all the books. You can watch all the motivational videos. You can write all the goals in your notebook. But none of it matters if you don't act. Execution is the only thing that turns dreams into reality. And the sooner you start, the sooner you learn, the sooner you figure it out, the sooner you move, the sooner the universe moves with you. So what are you waiting for? You think you're waiting an opportunity, but opportunity is waiting on you. You think you're waiting on the right moment, but the moment is waiting on your decision. You think you're waiting on strength, but strength comes from action. You're not stuck, you're just scared. But courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward in spite of it. Let me leave you with this. The most dangerous thing you can do is wait. Because while you wait, life moves on. While you wait, others move forward. While you wait, your dreams drip further and further away. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop overthinking. Your time is not next week. Your time is not next year. Your time is now. You got dreams. You got goals. You got this vision in your mind of the life you want to live, the person you want to become, and the legacy you want to leave. But here's the truth that too many people never face. Dreaming isn't enough. Hoping isn't enough. Talking about it, journaling about it, praying about it. Those things can get you motivated, but they don't move you forward. Action is the bridge. Action is the key that unlocks your future. Because your dreams are not waiting for your good intention. They're waiting for your execution. There are millions of people out there who have dreams, but how many of them actually do something about it? How many actually put in the work when it's not convenient, when it's not exciting, when it's not Instagram worthy? It's easy to dream. It's easy to say, I want to be successful. I want to change my life. I want to make a difference. But until your actions line up with your words, until your grind matches your goals, your dream will remain just that, a fantasy. You don't get to wake up one day and magically find yourself in the life you want without doing the work. You don't get to stand on the stage, drive the car, own the business, or live with freedom just because you want it. Wanting is the starting line, but working is the finish line. You gotta get your hands dirty. You gotta make sacrifices. You gotta be willing to do what others won't so you can live how others can. Let me be real with you. There's a lot of talent in the graveyard. There are a lot of ideas that never became reality, not because people didn't care, not because they didn't believe, but because they didn't act. They kept saying, I'll do it tomorrow. They kept telling themselves, I need to plan a little more. But every day delayed was a day further from their dream. And then guess what? Life didn't wait. Time didn't pause. And the dream, it faded. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to have the perfect plan. You just need to take the first step, because clarity doesn't come from thinking. It comes from doing. It comes from showing up over and over and over again, even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. It comes from failing, learning, adjusting, and moving forward. You can't get better at something you never start. You can't build something you never begin. And you definitely can't win a race you never run. People will tell you to be realistic. They'll tell you to play it safe. They'll tell you to wait until you're ready, till you're ready. But listen to me, if you keep waiting for the perfect conditions, you'll spend your life stuck in neutral. You'll sit on the sidelines watching other people live out the dream you were too afraid to chase. And deep down, you'll know it was yours. It was yours, but you never claimed it. The only difference between the person who made it and the person who did is the one who made it took action. It's not about being the smartest, the most talented, or the most connected. About being the most committed. It's about being willing to get uncomfortable, to take risks, and to keep showing up, especially when it's hard. Stop treating your dream like a hobby. Stop flirting with your goal. You either commit or you don't. You either go all in or either go all in, you stay out. There's no halfway. You can't build a powerful life on weak efforts. You can't create greatness with casual commitment. You've got to decide that your dream is worth fighting for, and then go to war every single day to bring it to life. You want to know what action really means? It means getting up earlier than you want to. It means staying up later than you plan. It means sacrificing comfort, fun, and sometimes even relationships that hold you back. It means being so focused on your purpose that you don't have time for distractions, drama, or doubt. It means putting your dream on your calendar, not just in your head. Let me ask you something. What have you done today that moved you closer to your dream? What action have you taken? What uncomfortable step did you push through? If the answer is a nothing, then don't expect results. Don't expect growth. Don't expect progress. Because results are the product of action. And without action, you're just pretending. You say you want to start a business. Where's the business plan? You say you want to lose weight. What did you eat today? Did you hit the gym? You say you want to become a speaker. Did you rehearse your message today? Did you send an email? Did you make a call? Don't tell me you want it. Show me. Show yourself. Show yourself. You can't lie to the grind. You can't lie to the results. The scoreboard doesn't care how passionate you are. It cares how prepared you are. It measures what you do, not what you feel. You were not born to just exist. You were born to create, to contribute, to build something that matters. But none of that happens without action. None of that becomes real without effort. Faith without works is dead. Belief without movement is empty. You can have all the vision in the world, but if you won't step out and chase it, it's just a daydream. And here's the kicker. The more you act, the easier it gets. The momentum builds. Confidence grows. Every win, no matter how small, reinforces your belief. Every task completed, every goal reached stacks up like bricks. And brick by brick, you build the life you were meant to live. But you can't stack bricks you never laid. You can't build a house with ideas alone. This is your moment to stop thinking and start doing. This is your moment to rise above fear, doubt, and hesitation and say, I'm ready now. Not later. Not when I'm more comfortable. Not when everything makes sense. Because your future self is watching you, and every action you take is either preparing them or punishing them. So don't wait for a sign. Be the sign. Don't wait for a door. Kick it open. Don't wait for a chance. Make one. Your dream is not hiding. It's not running. It's just waiting for you to move. And once you do, once you start, you'll realize that everything you needed was already inside you. Now stop talking. Stop posting. Stop wishing. And go get it. Because your dreams are empowered by hope. If you're still breathing, you still have purpose. Read that again. As long as you got air in your lungs, as long as your heart is beating, there is something inside you that the world still needs. You're not here by accident. You're not just another person taking up space. You were born with a purpose. And no matter how many mistakes you've made, no matter how far behind you think you are, no matter how broken or tired or lost you may feel, your life still matters. Your story's not over. You might not see it right now. You might feel like you wasted too much time. Maybe life has knocked you down more times than you can count. Maybe you failed so many times that you've started to believe that success just isn't for you. But I'm here to tell you, if you're still here, then there's still a reason. There's still a calling. There's still something you were designed to do. It's not too late. You gotta stop believing the lie that says your best days are behind you. That's fear talking. That's failure whispering in your ear, trying to convince you to quit. But purpose doesn't expire. Calling doesn't disappear. That fire inside you, it might be dim right now, but it's not gone. And it can come back. It can burn brighter than ever if you're willing to fan the flame. See, you gotta stop measuring your worth by your past. What you did or didn't do before today doesn't cancel your purpose. Purpose isn't based on perfection. It's not reserved for the smartest or the strongest or the most successful. Purpose is for the willing. It's for the ones who get back up. It's for the ones who say, I may not have it all figured out, but I know I'm still here for a reason. You're still breathing. That means you got another chance, another day to make a move, another moment to make a difference. Don't take that for granted. Because somebody didn't wake up this morning. Somebody's time ran out, but you've been given the gift of another day. Don't waste it playing small. Don't waste it doubting yourself. Don't waste it trying to blend in when you were born to stand out. There's someone out there who needs your story. Someone who needs your voice, your experience, your street. You've been through it. Now you can show others the way out. Maybe you've struggled, been rejected, been overlooked. Good. Now you know what it feels like. And you can be a light to someone walking that same path. Your pain has a purpose. Your scars have meaning. But you gotta be bold enough to use them. Too many people give up before they ever discover what they're capable of. They look at their failures and assume it means they're not good enough. They look at their age or their situation or their lack of support and say, it's too late for me. But let me tell you something. It's not too late until you stop breathing. It's not over until you quit. As long as you're alive, you can grow. You can learn. You can rise. You can rebuild. Purpose doesn't always show up in big, dramatic ways. Sometimes it starts small, in the way you show up for your family, in the way you encourage someone else, in the way you keep pushing, even when nobody's watching. That's purpose. That's strength. And over time, those small acts add up to something powerful, something meaningful, something that changes lives, including your own. You don't have to know the whole plan. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to believe that your life has meaning, that your journey has value, that your existence matters. And once you accept that truth, you stop wasting time comparing yourself to other people. You stop chasing other people's dreams and start living out your own. You stop being a prisoner to your past and start being a servant to your purpose. There's a reason you've survived everything you've been through. There's a reason you didn't break. There's a reason you didn't give up, even when it felt like the easiest option. Because deep down, your soul knows what your mind sometimes forgets. You were made for more. You were made to impact. You were made to rise, to lead, to overcome. You were made to leave a mark on this world. But none of that happens if you give up on yourself. None of that happens if you believe the lie that your time is past. You can't allow temporary pain to convince you to abandon eternal purpose. You can't allow a bad season to define your entire story, because seasons change, storms pass, and broken things can be rebuilt, but only if you keep going, only if you refuse to quit. So today, I want you to make a decision, not based on how you feel, but based on who you are. And who you are is a survivor. Who you are is a survivor. Who you are is someone with a purpose that's bigger than your fear, bigger than your doubts, bigger than your failures. You've got a mission, you got something the world needs. And no matter how quiet your voice may feel right now, no matter how low your confidence may be, your breath is proof that your story is still being written. You've got more chapters left. You've got more impact to make. And the only way you fail is if you stop turning the page. So rise, speak, move, build, believe. Because if you're still breathing, then there's still a fight to win. There's still a dream to chase. Still someone waiting for you to show up and be the person you were born to be. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to every version of you that refused to quit. You owe it to the people who believed in you. You owe it to the future you who's watching, hoping you don't give up now. And most of all, you owe it to the purpose inside you that's been waiting patiently for you to stop playing small and start playing for keeps. So don't let the breath in your lungs go to waste. Speak life, speak faith, speak progress. Use every breath to create, to serve, to impact. Because that breath, it's a gift. And every gift has a purpose. Every breath is an opportunity. Every heartbeat is a reminder you're still here. You're still needed. You're still chosen. You're still in this game. And as long as you're still breathing, you still have purpose. The clock won't wait. So why should you? Time moves whether you're ready or not. Every second ticks by, whether you're grinding or standing still, whether you're building or doubting, whether you're moving forward or making excuses. Time does not stop. Time does not pause for anyone. And the cold, hard truth is this: you don't have forever. You don't get unlimited chances. You don't get to keep pressing the snooze button on your destiny. So the question becomes, how long will you keep watching the clock while your dreams slip through your fingers? People talk about how busy they are, how stressed they are, how tired they are. But busy doesn't mean productive. Stress doesn't mean progressing. And tired doesn't mean fulfilled. You can be busy running in circles and never actually move forward. You can spend years being almost ready. You can waste precious time waiting for some perfect moment to arrive, and then look up and realize that moment never came. Because it never will. Not unless you create it. You were not given time to waste it. You were not given life just to drift through it. The clock is ticking, and every tick is a reminder now is all you really have. Not next year, not next month, not when things calm down. Not when the kids are older, or when the money's better, or when you feel more confident. None of that is guaranteed. What is guaranteed is that right now, this very moment is a chance to shift, to act, to commit. Look, you can keep telling yourself you got time. That's what most people do. They push their dreams into the future like it's some storage locker they can always come back to. Or one day I'll write that book. Or one day I'll launch that business. Or one day I'll get serious about my health. But one die has a habit of turning into never if you don't put a date on it, if you don't make it real, if you don't do something now. And here's what they don't tell you. Time doesn't take excuses. It doesn't care. It doesn't care if you had a tough childhood. It doesn't care if the economy is bad or if people didn't support you. Time moves, life moves, and the longer you wait, the more your dream gathers dust, the more your fire dies out. And eventually, if you're not careful, you'll settle. Not because you couldn't have had more, but because you ran out of time to try. That's the harsh truth most people don't want to face. But you're not a most people. You wouldn't be reading this if you were average. There's something in you that knows your time is valuable, that your life is worth more than comfort zones and regrets, that your dream didn't come to you by accident. And you know deep down that you've been delaying. You've been hesitating. You've been watching the clock. Instead of using every second like it matters, you gotta flip the mindset. Stop letting the clock control you and start controlling your effort. If the clock won't wait, then you don't wait either. You sprint, you hustle, you get focused, you cut off distraction. You cancel the noise. You prioritize what matters over what's comfortable. You don't just wish for the dream, you work for it now. Think about it. How many people have dreams buried inside them, but they never see daylight? Not because they weren't capable, not because they didn't have talent, but because they kept thinking they had time. They let fear make them stall. They let comfort make them slow. They let doubt make them freeze. And then the years rolled by, and all they had left was regret. But that doesn't have to be your story. You're still here. You still got breath. You still got fire in you. And if you're still reading this, it means the fight isn't over. It means there's still time. But only if you start now. Only if you stop pretending like you got forever. Because the truth is, the future isn't promised. Your dream doesn't come with a lifetime warranty. It's not waiting around forever. It's calling you right now. The most successful people in the world aren't always the smartest or the most talented, but they are the most urgent. They treat every day like it matters. They treat time like it's their greatest asset. Because it is, they don't hit snooze on life. They don't wait for permission. They don't sit around hoping something will change. They move, they act, they do. And as they move, doors open. As they move, they grow. As they move, they win. Time is like currency. You're spending it whether you realize it or not. Every decision you make either invests in your future or wastes the moment. Every hour you scroll, every day you delay, every opportunity you let pass. That's time gone, and you don't get it back. There's no refund on wasted days. You can't rewind and redo last week, but you can own today. You can own right now. Let me be clear. This isn't about rushing. It's about deciding. This is about refusing to let another day go by without progress. It's about doing something, anything, a thing that moves you closer to life you were meant to live. It might not be perfect. It might not be huge, but it's forward. And forward is always better than frozen. You don't need more time. You need more focus. You need more discipline. You need more courage because the time is already here. The window is already open. The question is, what are you doing with it? Are you wasting it with distractions? Are you letting it slip through your fingers? Or are you grabbing it with both hands and saying, this is my time. This is my shot. And I'm not letting go to waste it. Every champion you admire once stood where you're standing, facing a decision. Will you work? Dream or do? Watch the clock or race against it. They chose urgency. They chose hustle. They chose to stop waiting. And now it's your turn. So the next time you think about pushing your goals to later, remember this. The clock won't wait. So why should you? Don't just exist, dominate. Too many people are walking through life on autopilot. They wake up, go through the motions, check the boxes, go to sleep and repeat. Day in, day out, they exist, but they're not alive. They survive, but they're not thriving. And if you ask them what they're chasing, what they're building, what they're passionate about, they'll look at you with blank eyes and say, I don't know. That's not living. That's drifting. That's waiting for life to happen to you instead of taking control and making life respond to you. You were not put on this earth to be average. You were not created to blend in. You were not designed just to take up space and breathe air. You were made for something bigger. You were made to dominate, to conquer your fear, your environment, your excuses, your circumstances, and even your own limitation. You were made to rise. But it doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you stop playing small and start walking in your power. You've got to ask yourself, am I just existing? Or am I making an impact? Am I showing up with intention? Am I showing up with purpose? Am I giving my best every day or just enough to get by? Because domination doesn't come from doing the minimum. Domination doesn't come from being comfortable. Domination requires intensity. It requires focus. Requires a decision that you're not going to be like everybody else. You're going to be different. You're going to stand up, stand out, and lead the pack. It's time to flip the switch, to go from passive to aggressive, from waiting to attacking, from hoping to executing. You don't need permission. You don't need more motivation. You don't need everyone to believe in you. What you need is a fire that says, I will not sag. I will not coast. I will not just survive. I will dominate. Because once you make that decision, once you declare that to yourself and start living it, everything begins to shift. Let's be clear. Domination doesn't mean arrogance. It doesn't mean stepping on others. It means owning your greatness. It means waking up and saying, today I move with power. Today I speak with purpose. Today I train like a champion, work like a warrior, lead like a lion. It means choosing to be fully present, fully committed, fully engaged. It means giving your best when no one is watching. It means doing the hard things when you don't feel like it. It means refusing to let fear, doubt, or failure write your story. You've been given a set of gifts, a set of talents, a mind, a heart, a voice, not to keep to yourself, but to put into motion. And domination means using all of it. It means squeezing every drop of potential out of your life. It means being excellent in everything you do. Whether you're mopping the floor or running a company, you dominate that space with pride, with honor, and with relentless work ethic. The world doesn't respect average. The world doesn't reward excuses. The world responds to results. And results come from domination, showing up every day, not just trying, but attacking. That's the difference. See, trying is soft. Trying is safe. Domination is aggressive. Domination says if I show up, I'm showing out. If I start something, I'm finishing it. If I fail, I learn, and then I come back harder. You can't dominate with a weak mind. You've got to train your mind to be stronger than your emotions. You can't dominate when you're controlled by your feelings. I don't feel like it is a phrase that doesn't exist in the vocabulary of someone who dominates, because domination is rooted in discipline, not mood. It's about doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. It's about honoring the commitment after the excitement has worn off. Some people exist their whole lives and never taste what it feels like to be great, to feel unstoppable, to walk into a room and own it. And not because they weren't capable, but because they never believed they deserved more. Because they listened to people who told them to stay humble, to not want too much, to not shine too bright. Forget that. You are allowed to be powerful. You are allowed to be excellent. You are allowed to dominate. But here's the truth. Domination requires sacrifice. You can't dominate and still cling to your comfort zone. You can't dominate and keep toxic habits. You can't dominate and keep blaming your past, your parents, your environment, or your pain. Domination requires ownership. It requires you to say, whatever's happened before this moment doesn't define me. What I do now does. That's power. That's purpose. You might not be the most talented. You might not have the most experience. But domination isn't just about talent. It's about intensity, consistency, and hunger. It's about showing up day after day when others follow. It's about being relentless when others are resting. It's about being willing to outwork, outlast, and outgrow everyone who told you you'd never make it. Let me ask you this. Are you dominating your mornings, or are your mornings dominating you? Are you owning your time, or are you owning your time? Distractions own it. Are you dominating your field, your goals, your habits, or are you just letting life happen to you? Because life will not hand you domination. You must take it. You must claim it. You must become the type of person who earns it through sweat, through effort, through intentional living. And domination doesn't mean perfection. It means resilience. It means falling and getting up. It means learning from losses and using them as fuel. It means being so locked in that failure doesn't break you. It builds you. Because when you dominate, you understand that every setback is just a setup for a greater comeback. To inspire through action, not just words. But to do that, you must make the choice right now that you are done existing. You are done being passive. You are done watching from the sideline. You are stepping into the arena. You are stepping into your power. So wake up every day with intent. Wake up with a plan. Wake up with fire in your chest and purpose in your steps. Dominate your thoughts. Dominate your time. Dominate your space. Whether you're in school, in business, on a stage, behind the scenes, dominate it, own it. Be so good, so consistent, so excellent that people have no choice but to take notice. Because this is your life. This is your time. And existing is no longer enough. You were made for more. You were made to shake the ground when you walk. You were made to change lives, to shift rooms, to command respect. Not by force, but by presence. By showing up with passion, discipline, and dominance. Don't just exist. That's not your legacy. Dominate. That's how you change everything.